She was 10 years old when she saw the crucified Christ bleeding before her. And the voice that spoke would change her life forever. A little girl in 14th century Sweden, alone before a crucifix in the quiet. And suddenly he was there, Christ hanging on the cross, bleeding, yet alive. He turned his face towards her and said, "Look at me, my daughter." The little girl whispered back, "Who has done this to you?" And the voice answered, "Those who despise me and are insensible to my love." She never forgot it, because what she heard was not an accusation, it was a heart bleeding with love, wondering why so few cared. That little girl was named Birgitta, and she would become the most beloved saint Sweden has ever produced. But Birgitta did not begin behind the convent walls. She married as a teenager. She gave birth to 8 children. She was a wife, a mother, a lady in waiting. She lived in the middle of life with all its love and duty and exhaustion. The monastery, that came much later. Then her husband died, and in the grief, she placed her whole life into God's hands. She gave away everything. She chose poverty, and the voice from her childhood now came closer than ever. The message was always the same, an invitation to be loved. Christ says to her, "Love me with all your heart, for I have already loved you first." If she only turns towards him, he says, her heart will catch fire, the way something dry catches flame in an instant. He draws the soul to himself gently and irresistibly, the way a magnet draws iron home. Hear that, not a God waiting for you to become worthy, a God who already loves you and is drawing you to him. But Birgitta didn't settle for beautiful words. She had a practice, and it's so simple you could carry it with you tomorrow morning. The Virgin Mary teaches her to dress each morning, not only in cloth, but in the soul. The shirt closest to her body is hope in God, the thing that warms her from within. The cloak that covers everything is faith, which no weather can strip away. And closest to her heart, she fastens a brooch she never takes off, the memory of how deeply she is loved, how Christ gave everything, even unto death, for her. So every morning, as her hands tied and wrapped, she was quietly clothing her soul in the love of God. The thing we do without thinking became for her the holiest thing she owned. That was her way, not to flee the world, but to carry God straight into it. And that's why she still speaks to us today. She was no distant figure behind walls. She was a mother, a widow, a woman with a whole life of duties, just like you. Holiness does not begin in the monastery. It begins at dawn, in your own room, when you get dressed and choose to carry God's love with you into the day. So tomorrow, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what am I clothing my soul in today? And remember that you already, right now, are deeply loved.